Hi guys, welcome to the behind the scenes video for this little piggy. This game was created in 72 hours for the Ludum 30 game jam, and the art was created by Daniel S&D. I was responsible for the programming, and the music was by Tiago. So I was up at 3 in the morning for the theme announcement and to discuss ideas with the team, and I don't think we are alone in finding connected worlds to be quite a tough one to come up with good ideas for. And so it took us roughly 2 hours of bouncing ideas back and forth before we came up with something that was so weird that that we figured it must be of some merit. So the first challenge was getting spherical gravity to work, and this is something fortunately that I've tinkered with in the past, so I kind of knew what I was doing, but yeah, only kind of. Once I had the basic character controller working, I started worrying about how to get an enemy to follow me around this world, and it didn't take long for me to realize that the good old sort of look at and just move forward technique wasn't going to work here. So, just for those who are curious, the simple solution that I came up with in the end was just to get the direction between the enemy and its target, and find a point some small distance along that line, and then fire a ray through that point to the center of the Earth, and make the waypoint the point of intersection of that ray and the ground. Obviously this doesn't account for collision avoidance or actual pathfinding, but I decided just to keep things simple for the jam. And yeah, here's that solution in action. Meanwhile, 5 hours behind South Africa in Brazil, Daniel was working on his first model, this creepy four-eyed pig-worshipping alien, and he was experimenting with this interesting art style where you've just got these very minimalistic texture maps. In fact, in the game we only really used these two textures. So the benefit of this style is you get very crisp textures, as well as the fact that the unwrapping and texturing process is a lot quicker than it would normally be, but the trade-off is that you have to have a lot more foresight when creating your meshes and include a lot of extra geometry in them, as you can see for example in this magnificent salt dispenser with the individually modelled shaker holes. So I continued work by creating a second planet and applying proper world physics to the weapon projectiles, as well as of course allowing one to teleport between the two planets. So later on I received the awesome looking pig alien model from Daniel, and I rushed to get it implemented into the game. First attempt was lacking in some respects, but I soon had him running around looking very fearsome, if a little bit glitchy at times. And this is where I left off for the end of day one. Daniel worked tirelessly to create a huge variety of plants and other scenery and to populate the little worlds with it, so that when I woke up and resynced my project, I just had this incredible world that I could now play around in. So the next task that I set myself was to get the enemies shooting back, and you can see here the little pig alien is firing out raycasts to check visibility with the player. After this came the dreaded task of getting ragdoll physics to work on this planet. And at this task I failed again, and again, and again. In the end the solution wasn't actually that difficult, I just somehow didn't hit upon the right approach within the first hour of working on it. But yeah, after that I moved on to the portals, which went much more smoothly. I basically just used 2 cameras and render textures to achieve the result. The problem with them, however, was performance, and I mean, if you just watch the top bar over here, that green that's just beginning to rise now, that's the portals being activated. So obviously I did have to spend a bit more time doing some optimizations, like making sure that the cameras were never rendering while you weren't looking at them, that sort of thing. Then when I heard that Daniel had begun work on the very cute but unfortunately ill-fated little pig, I began work immediately on the axe and adding functionality to that, so that as soon as the Piggy arrived, I could set it up with my new custom ragdoll script and create a quick AI and then go hunting. What occurs next is a bug which I rather feel should have been a feature. Exploding Piggy. I love that. So the third and final day was an incredibly hectic day for me, which started at 7 AM and went all the way around the clock to 4 AM. Daniel spent his time finishing up odds and ends, like making these ugly chickens, and doing lots of play testing while I tried to code some sort of dialogue system to instruct the players to what they should be doing, as well as patching all the bugs and of course introducing a few new ones as well. And of course, very importantly, implementing all of Tiego's awesome sound effects and music to really bring the game together. At last, the potato salad was complete and ready to be worshipped. And with that, the 72 hours of madness was concluded, and our whimsical little potato farming / combat shooter in space was complete. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this little behind-the-scenes look at the making of this little piggy, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!